Hello again, Gareth Jones, still with Signify Research, Senior Market Analyst. So I'm back again today to take you through some of the key points from our latest Diagnostic Cardiology report related to the ambulatory market. So the ambulatory market remains the fastest growing, and that's consistent across all regions across the world. Unsurprisingly, given the shifts to get more healthcare provision out of hospitals into primary care or even into the home. So the US remains the major market for the ambulatory cardiology market. That's underpinned by a fairly well-established reimbursement regime, the presence of the major VC investors, technology investors, etc. So one interesting dynamic we're seeing in the US market is more and more vendors are looking to release these so-called 4-in-1 ECG monitoring devices. So these are devices which monitor the four major ECG modalities. So that's short-term Holters, long-term Holters, event monitoring and mobile cardiac telemetry. So there are different reimbursement rates for these different modalities, different requirements from providers and from patients for each. So these devices enable the switching between these different modalities, and again that can aid with workflow efficiencies going forward. Another interesting theme we're picking up in the US is it links in with the broader trends around value-based care. So we're starting to see now specialist vendors developing cardiology-focused value-based care programs, and they're partnering with other healthcare providers, other digital health companies and some of the device companies now to bring a very specific cardiology focus in the value-based care area. Okay, so there's lots of activity going on in Western Europe in the ambulatory cardiology market. So for example, in the UK, the virtual ward programs that were initiated under the COVID pandemic. In November 2023, NHS England released guidance requesting that all integrated care boards now utilise heart failure monitoring, remote heart failure monitoring as part of the virtual wards programme. So that will drive some growth in the UK. In Germany, there's been remote heart failure monitoring reimbursement in place for the last couple of years. In mid-2023, France introduced universal reimbursement for the remote monitoring of patients. That followed several years of pilot projects, the so-called ETAPS program, which was very focused on implantable cardiology devices, but that's now broadened out more generally. Also in Poland, they received some funding, or quite substantial funding through COVID, and the EU the programs resulting from COVID for remote monitoring and for spreading more care into primary care, into the ambulatory sector. Also in Europe, some of the major ambulatory cardiology vendors have been expanding. So very recently, iRhythm announced the expansion of its services into a number of European countries, so Austria, Switzerland, Spain and the Netherlands. Philips, through its BioTelemetry subsidiary, which it acquired a few years ago, they've also started operations in Spain and the Netherlands. So the major US vendors are starting to see growth potential in Europe as well. So in Asia Pacific, there have been a number of recent breakthroughs there in the market. So again, iRhythm, very recently, they announced regulatory approval for their ambulatory cardiac monitoring program in Japan. That builds on Philips, again, who have been established in Japan since 2023. South Korea, there's a thriving ecosystem there in the ambulatory cardiology space, as well as the AI in the ECG space. There are lots of domestic vendors in South Korea, and that's all supported by reimbursement for Holter monitoring in South Korea. So those are some of the themes to come out of our recent Diagnostic Cardiology report. So if you do want to know more, please reach out to me on LinkedIn, or there is a link with this video where you can get more information. Thank you.